Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com and Happy New Year to you all. I'm never quite sure how long you're supposed to wait until you can stop saying that, but I wanted to wish you all a Happy New Year, so here it is. Forgive me if you're getting sick of people saying that to you, as I'm starting to now as well. The song is Hammer to Fall by Queen, drummed by the legendary Roger Taylor, of course. This song was suggested over on my Facebook page, so if you want to go over there right now and make your own song suggestions, that's the best place to make them, not here on YouTube, but over on Facebook. You'll find a post from a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas, where I asked my Facebook followers what songs they wanted me to do in the new year, and this was one of the suggestions, so I'm happy to oblige. So, next line, we get this drum beat. 1 and 2, and it follows the guitar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and spatial on 1 and the and a 2 there. That's for the second line of the intro. And I've written at the top of the page, note, Roger plays lots and lots of very subtle open and closed hi-hats throughout the song, so feel free to improvise. So when I was transcribing this, I had a choice as to whether I was going to spend the serious amount of time going through every single bar and noticing where he opens and closes the hi-hat very subtly, very low in the mix. I was lucky enough to find an isolated drum track on YouTube, allowing me to hear exactly what his bass drum and some of the ghost notes he plays as well later in the song. I would never have heard those unless I had access to the isolated drum track. On the recording, you can't even hear that stuff going on. So I know exactly what he played on the recording now, thanks to that isolated drum track. And what was my point? Oh yeah, my point is you can actually hear all the subtle hi-hat opening and closings if you listen to that, and on the recording as well. But so what I decided was that this open hi-hat stuff is a style thing. It's dictated by style. It's Roger's style of drumming, and to copy another drummer's style is really difficult. It probably takes away from learning the song. You're concentrating too much on what Roger played exactly on the recording, and not so much what's really important for the song. And those open hi-hat stuff that he does isn't important for the song. It's just, it makes it sound like Roger, but it's not essential for the song, as I'll show you. So for most of these bars, unless we get some really obvious open hi-hats, I've left them all closed. I've left out all the notation for these subtle hi-hats, but I'll talk about them briefly now. So what we get for this first bar, for example, is that Roger, not every time, but most of the time, he's playing an open hi-hat on the and of beat 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. He sort of plays that 1. The and of 1 there, but he doesn't play it every time, and it's very low in the mix, you don't really notice it, but that's what he's playing there. Later in the song, where he sort of just plays solid like this, he does his classic Roger Taylor hi-hat bark, where he opens the hi-hat for a 16th note on beat 2 and 4. Classic 16th note Roger Taylor hi-hat bark. It's opening on 2 and 4, it's closing on the E of 2 and 4, and it's closing just before the next hi-hat strike with the right hand. That is such a unique Roger Taylor drum beat or lick that he uses throughout this song as well. And then also later in the song, when we get these bits, we sort of plays that. He sort of plays. But again, he doesn't open the hi-hat like that every single time. But we'll talk about more about that section in a lesson later on. So there's a subtlety he's talked about. Feel free to improvise with those. If you want to throw those in to this song and sound more like Roger, then brilliant. But so like I said again, and I'll say it one more time, it's not essential for the song, so I decided to, instead of making this an advanced lesson, because you're having to read all these hi-hat things, I want to make it more of an intermediate lesson, and it's up to you to add in those extra hi-hat things. But be aware that he doesn't play them every time. He improvises with them. When you hear him play it live, he changes it, so you can do the same. You can feel free to improvise with it.